So there are all these fintech companies, and there is significant amount of regulations, usually either from RBI or from SEBI, that you have these fintech companies are managed. Now the fintech, I'll give you an idea of how big, how much legal work that is there. The fintech market in India was valued at approx, right? I mean, 2000 billion rupees. Okay, 2000 billion. I don't know how many thousand crores is that. Okay, and is expected to reach. I mean, it is going to grow 3 times in 5 years, right? 3 times it's growing to 6,000 billion, expanding at a compound annual growth rate of 22%, 22.7% CAGR during this period, right? This next 5 years. So you can see that it is growing really, really fast. And as you can imagine, that this is a highly legal sector. Okay, all fintech startups have a lot of lawyers. Lawyers are their important hires. So for example, if you're giving loan to the public, you are very worried that how are you going to recover the money. One of the part of your strategy is how are you going to be better at recovering money than even banks or NBFCs. How are you going to give loans strategically, all of that, right? So very, very important. This is an area where there's a lot of work. AI and big data are being used for enhancing personalized offerings. So you decide that who can be given certain loans, who should not be given loans based on big data. New business models like neobanks are expected to revolutionize the Indian fintech market. Even blockchain, by the way. So blockchain is a good example of financial technology, which is emerging. Cryptocurrencies is an emerging financial technology. Okay, and they are going to be there, and their regulation has to be figured out. It's not easy. Payments, lending, insure tech, wealth tech, and bank tech are the key operative segments within the fintech market. The payment segment comprises of m-wallets, PPIs. Okay, PPIs are prepaid payment instruments, prepaid payment instrument, PPIs. Merchant payments, POS services. POS is payment or point of sales. Okay, point of sales is POS. POS services, international remittance, and trading in cryptocurrencies. So you can see there is a wide variety of work within fintech. The lending segment includes peer-to-peer lending, crowdfunding loans, online lenders, on-book lending by NBFCs, discounting, there's something called invoice discounting. That is also a format of loan, and credit scoring platforms. InsurTech is a niche segment in the Indian fintech ecosystem, consisting of insurance aggregators, IoT, wearable, and kinematics. Like you can imagine, this is InsurTech. Why IoT? For example, I wear a wristwatch, which is tracking how much I am active in a day, how much I walk, am I working out. And this data in China, for example, it's connected with insurance companies. And in India also, this is going to happen. India insurance companies are going to give you a much lower rate of money. I mean, much lower rate of premium. You have to pay less premium if you're an active person. If you're not active, they will track it. And if you're ready to wear this kind of devices, they'll help you. Okay, I mean, they'll give you less stuff like that. Okay. Policybazaar plans to do its IPO in 2021. I was telling you about Policybazaar. Wealth tech includes robo-advisors, discount brokers, online financial advisors. By the way, Policybazaar has a huge legal team, right? Because they need it. Wealth tech also all these are there. The principal function of the bank tech segment is to utilize data points like financial transactions and spending patterns to create risk profiles of consumers. In 2008 and 2019, the payment segment received the highest amount of venture capital investments, followed by the lending and insurtech segments. Wealth tech and bank tech are the emerging segments.